Solo Shots on the Sweet Spot is brought to you by Dothan Cosmetic Dentistry, Westside Auto Care, Supreme Striping, and Mustard Seed Landscaping. Welcome to Solo Shots on the Sweet Spot. I'm your host, Corey Bradley, here in Hazel Green, where the Trojans ended a 14-game losing streak with a 39-0 thumping of the East Limestone Indians. Today, I'm joined by offensive line coach Dresden Williams. Dresden, first of all, congratulations on the win, man. Take me through the emotions after getting that victory against the Indians. Talk about the emotions from the players, the coaches, the fans, and what that locker room was like.
Man, it's bittersweet. Man, it really took a lot of preparation this week to get here, man. And after getting beat last week, we really had to tell the boys that pretty much it's going to be okay. We got to keep playing, got to keep moving, keep working, and keep getting better, and everything will start coming. But you can see some of the kids, they took that last loss hard. They really want that win bad, and we couldn't finish the job last week. So we really made this week imperative that we win on our home field. We don't give this team a shot to even win the game. Ended early, and that's what we did. Got a pick six, first play of the game, first 4 plays of the game. We got a pick six, man, and that set the tone. We never looked back.
So talk about the first 4 plays of the game. You said Coach Ferrier had something in mind specifically about those first 4 plays of the game. Talk about that.
Well, his plan was coming into the week was that he wanted to run. He had 4 base plays that he wanted to run to start the game off. And he said, within these 4 plays, we're going to score a touchdown. And that was the whole plan. And it kind of got it in reverse, which the defense scored in 4 plays. And we came after, we got the ball. When we went down the score, it's like, okay, we're going to be all right. And that's kind of how it fell out.
Yeah.
Worked perfect, man. Worked perfect.
So, tell me for a second in the audience about how the team stayed focused through the downpour of the 14 consecutive losses, but also the 1 hour, 20-minute weather delay prior to the game. What was that like, keeping the guys focused and motivated on the game at hand?
Well, they were already motivated to focus to start off, so that helped out a lot. And we just had to update them that, hey, we're going to have 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. And they put the music on. They ate some oranges. They talked some things out. We had guys with quarterbacks getting the snaps. We had receivers and quarterbacks throwing and catching balls. Like, they stayed in tune the best they could. And for a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid, that's not easy. They can get into your phone. You can do all type of things. But they made the choice to sit in that locker room, wait it out, talk to each other, keep each other up. And once we knew that we had game time still, we went to the players, talked to them, got them stretched up, let them know that, hey, a little adversity is okay. We're going to get through this. And that's what we did. So it worked out just fine.
So the Trojans ended a 14-game losing streak dating back to their last win prior to tonight was October 14, 2022, 54-0 drubbing at Mae Jemison. To overcome that type of drought. I mean, that's because what we're looking at here, October 14, 2022, well, last year was a winless season for the Trojans.
Yes,
Talk about why this season, what do you feel is different about head coach Fred Ferrier, and what's different do you feel about this group that you have kind of been around for the last few years?
Mentality.
Yeah.
The mental aspect is different. This core team is used to losing. They've been on a losing trend for years. And yeah, we won 5 games my first year, but after those, we won 5 games. In the last 3 games of the season, we lost, and we had the one since then. So the mentality switched, and that was a big difference in it, man. They work now. We didn't condition at all my first 2 years, and now they condition before they run before practice. They condition after practice. They get hard conditioning during practice. So it's a mental switch that they had to do, and Coach Ferrier implemented a lot of the things that we weren't doing before. He made sure that conditioning and discipline were the main focuses of him when he first got here. And the way he conditions them, and just the mental aspect of it, and how he preaches like focus, and how we got to stay attentive at all times. And our saying is flip the dirt. So flipping the dirt is, when you get on a new foundation, you got to flip that dirt first before you put the cement down and later. So we got to flip the dirt, and that's what we're doing now. We're using this first year to flip that dirt to start a new transition to next season. But it starts here 1 game at a time.
And, you talk about culture, man. And when you're dealing with a program who hasn't had much success, it takes time. That's the biggest thing. People, we live in a microwave generation where people want it now, and don't understand why it can't happen. Just like snap of the fingers or twinkle of the nose, like Bewitched. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not real life. Like sometimes things happen a little quicker, but sometimes, a lot of times, there's a process. It's a process. It's a process, and there's growth and things that are learned through that process, through change and development and getting better. So, tonight's win, 39-0 of the East Limestone Indians, is not only sweet because it ended the 14-game losing streak, but talk about it from your personal standpoint. I mean, this is your alma mater. You played for the Indians and graduated in 2007. What was that like as far as getting this type of win against a school where you donned the same helmets and the uniforms, where you left your blood, sweat, and tears of joy, tears of sadness? What was that like, getting this win against that school, your school, my school of the Indians?
Bittersweet.
Yeah.
It was bittersweet. I had to embrace it and make myself the enemy of the other team.
Yeah.
And as much as I didn't want to do that to East Limestone, it's kind of becomes with it. And I just had to lock in, and knowing that my family was on the other sideline coaching as well, just kind of added a little more element to it. Like, man, we got to beat these guys. Just gives me something to talk about. So it was pretty cool to get the win. And yeah, to beat East Limestone, like I said, it's a bittersweet thing. I'm an Indian at heart, but I'm a Trojan now, and that's how it is. So, more power to us. And it was a great game. They're a tough team, and I hate that, it kind of ended the way it did. I was hoping that we put up more of a fight, but, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Man, how many turnovers were there tonight? I mean, was it 3 picks, 2 fumbles, I believe?
Man, I didn't count them all, but between 5 and 6, we'll say.
Yeah.
Between 5 and 6 turnovers on them, and we had one on offense on our end, but we had no pre-snap penalties.
Wow.
I don't want to say. I must say we had one pre-snap penalty as far as O-line goes, and other than that, it was a pretty clean game. Pretty clean game. I mean, we could have put up more points. We missed a lot of opportunities to score, missed a couple of throws, couple of big blocks, but overall, 39-0. I'm not going to complain about that. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it and work on it.
So you lead the O-line group. Talk about that group that you get a chance to work with, and pouring into them not only the game of football, but how to become a man, how to be supportive of each other, and do your job. Do your job. Because everything starts with the O-line, D-line. Everything starts with the guys up front. You know that you played on the line.
Yes, sir.
And anybody that truly knows the game of football, it's not QB, running back, receiver. It's not linebackers, cornerback, safety. It all starts with the D-line, the O-line. That's the heartbeat of every foundation with any team, especially successful teams. Talk about that O-line group that you get a chance to lead.
Man, it's honestly a great thing to be able to coach these guys. They're younger. This whole line was JV last year. So to see them progress game by game and just to see their growth, man, it's a beautiful thing. Because I told them a year ago that their line was going to be better than the line I coached the last 2 years, and I meant that.
Yeah.
And I say that because they're disciplined. And my other line, they were great, man. They were great kids. They were bigger. Everybody was 300 pounds and up. We had a real solid O-line, but there was a lot of things in the back end that allowed that, or that kind of took away the effect of what could have happened with that line. So to have this younger line, they're smaller, but they're all 4.0 students. Like, they're all geniuses, all, but they're smart, man. So when you tell them something, they get it immediately. They can apply it. So that makes my job easier. The next part is just getting them bigger, getting them stronger, and getting them accustomed to the varsity football game and the speed of it. But as each game passes and as each practice day we have, we get closer and closer to that. So I think by game 3, game 4, we'll have it in line and we'll be rolling. We'll be rolling.
So with the Trojans gearing up for their next game, which happens to be a school we mentioned, Mae Jemison, the Jaguars. We talked about October 14, 2022, the last win prior to tonight. Well, the Trojans came away with the victory 54-0. Mae Jemison's 0-2. Lost to Athens, lost to Huntsville. You know they're going to come up fired too and ready to go, man. They're going to be ready to go. So tell me what does the team need to have? What kind of mentality does the team need to have getting ready, prepared for the Jaguars next week here in Hazel Green?
We got to let this win go and move to the next one and not get so caught up in our first win in 14 games. Yes, we did. Let's start a trend. Let's flip 14 straight now.
Okay.
We lost 14 straight. Let's win 14 straight. How about that? How about we flip the script and do something like that? And I think that'll really change the tone of this team, and the confidence, and the fans are actually wanting to come and see a good product. And I think that's been the bigger deal is fanfare right now. It's been hard, and trying to get the community to buy in And when you're not winning, no one wants to see that. So we're having to, having to build on that and having to just pretty much build a resume as far as what Hazel Green is now.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping tonight starts a new trend and we don't look back. It was great to get this win tonight, man, and it's just a beautiful thing. I can say I'm pleased, I'm happy, but I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. We got to keep going.
Man, as you know, I know Pastor Darius Creighton always talks about there's plenty of room to improve, always room to get better. Never feel like you've arrived. Never feel like you've made it. You can make your strengths become stronger, your weaknesses become less weaker, and eventually come into strengths if you keep working. So, Dresden Williams, I appreciate you. Offensive line coach here at Hazel Green. Come check him out next week. They got Mae Jemison here in Hazel Green, where the Trojans are looking to change the culture of what's happened the last several years. Some things haven't gone their way, but like I said, everything's a process. Everything takes time, and the Trojans are here to help flip the dirt.
Yes, indeed.